Tell me more about this campaign.
Yeah, I mean, I'm someone who absolutely loves working with children. I think it's so important that they get the help and support they need, and in so many different areas from so many different backgrounds. And yeah, I think that's something that stood out to me. And I think mental health is something that's spoken about a lot more prominently now. But children are the future, and I think if it's something that you can tackle early on, we can give these children such a better life, better upbringings, better understanding of the world. Because everybody knows now the world's such a profound and crazy place.
Yeah, I said that Jessica Ennis-Hill launched this campaign last year. Were you amongst those who saw her as a bit of a sporting role model for what she achieved at London 2012? Were you watching with the rest of us?
Yeah, absolutely. I've always been a huge fan of athletics. I think I've always took my role models from athletics, because women's football wasn't as big back then. I actually went to the same university that Jess Ennis used to train at, and I remember bumping into her for the first time. I was so starstruck.
I can't deal with the concept of you being in awe of anybody, given that I remember Anton Tolui, my colleague last week, describing you when you were sitting next to Sarina Wiegman as was it the most competitive person I know? Did you recognise yourself in that?
Oh yeah, I think back in the day I probably thought I could have given Jess a bit of a run for her money in athletics. I'm that competitive. I just have that belief in myself. But yeah, I think that definitely sums me up.
Yeah, the WSL is back this weekend after the international break. I'll get to Chelsea in just a second, but just tell us about that very odd incident at Bramall Lane on Tuesday night. You were getting changed to come on as a late sub, and then you were back on the bench. What was all that about?
Yeah, I know, a little bit disappointing. I think anybody knows me. I absolutely adore playing for England. I love putting the shirt on, stepping on the pitch. Unfortunately, a bit of a human error there. Thankfully, it was in a friendly, but yeah, I mean, I was devastated that it was happened to me. I'm devastated if it happened to anyone, but just got to move on, I guess. That's -1 cap that I get.
So basically, your name should have been on a list and it wasn't on a list. Is that it?
Yeah, pretty much, more or less. It just human error in copying over the list. I should have been on the list, and obviously Sarina wanted to put me on towards the end of the game because we wanted to change a few things and try a few things out, but unfortunately we didn't get to do that. So yeah, hopefully it just never happens again, I guess.
And from what I think I know about you from looking in from the outside, I guess your reaction wasn't, oh, that's a nuisance, what a disappointment.
No, definitely not. I mean, I know people are watching and things and had to just be there for the team, but on a personal level, I was very, very disappointed. But that's the nature of the game. Mistakes are made, and I've just got to move on. And like I said, I'm 100% sure it'll never happen again.
I bet you made sure of that. Let's talk about the more positive aspects of Tuesday. Grace Clinton showing, do you think that she's ready to break into, certainly into contention for being in the starting 11 for the Euros, because she's showing that she can score goals at international level as she can in the WSL?
Yeah, I mean, I think for anyone who wants to play for England, you've got to have that consistency at the highest level. I think Grace is starting to show that. We want to see that in the big games as well. And yeah, I mean, Grace is a great player to have at England. I think we knew from the day she stepped in and came to a training camp that she was ready to be an England player. But yeah, it's not always as easy as just, a few games. We want her to be consistently performing the whole season. We want to have that competition. We want to be going to the Euros with the best players playing at the highest level. I think we all know that Grace is capable of that.
We saw Sarina Wiegman, quite unusually for her, make 10 changes against Switzerland, giving senior debuts to Ruby Mace, to Laura Blinkilde-Brown, and the first starts to a couple of players as well. How much is the starting 11 still in doubt for next summer? Are there still lots of places up for grabs?
Listen, I think there's always places up for grabs when you play for any team, and the teams that play at the highest level. England is definitely one of those teams. We want that competition for places. We want the younger players to be coming in, putting in performances that push the other players, and it's up to Sarina to make those choices at the end of the day. I think she always says she wants to have those headaches, so I think it's about time we give her them.
Paddy Brown was kind enough to point out your age. Do you feel the challenge is welcome from these youngsters?
Oh, absolutely. I challenge them every day. I think I've got a bit of a tally going on with Grace in training, who can score the most goals, even though I'm a defender. And I remind her every day in training that I've scored more than her. Like I said before, I absolutely love competing. I love when the younger players come in because they're so excited, and I try to push them to their limit. So for me, it's definitely a welcome challenge. It makes me better. It makes the team better. And I think that's what we want.
Yeah, I bet you try to push them as well. Do you feel any less confident about England, as I guess some fans do, than maybe they did a year or so ago, because results haven't all been what you'd have hoped for?
I think we had a difficult Nations League, which determines rankings. So then it's hard for Serena to maybe make these changes that people want, and then we're playing high-level friendlies. It's a different environment when you play international football now. The qualifiers used to be arguably a little bit easier than what they are now. And it's balancing that of, we want players to perform, but we need to win games. Results do matter for so many of the games at the minute. And I think that's the tough thing. But at the end of the day, I think as long as, last Euros, we weren't firing on all cylinders beforehand. We made a couple of changes. It was only when it got to the tournament you saw these players putting in absolutely career performances in every single game, and I think we're capable of that, more than just 11 players. So, I think give us another 6 months, and I think people will be back supporting England, thinking this team can really go on and win the Euros.
We'll definitely be supporting England next summer, that's for sure. As for Chelsea, 8 wins out of 8, top of the league, Champions League quarter-finals. What a dream start to your Chelsea career.
Yeah, not bad. I don't think it was me that's the difference. I think Chelsea already had a bit of a winning legacy there. But yeah, a few changes to the team, a couple of new faces, obviously the manager as well. And players are really enjoying it. We've got a great environment, good winning mentality, and a squad full of absolute quality. So the sky really is the limit. And I think we're showing that early on in the season. But yeah, we're not even halfway yet. I think we'll see second half of the season if we can continue this form and just keep improving.
Obviously, you're a new girl there, so you can't compare Sonia Bompastor with Emma Hayes, but can you give me an insight into what Bompastor brings to the squad?
I think she has very high expectations of everybody. She makes sure that you're very aware of that, no matter who you are. Someone like myself coming in, she pushes me every day. If I do one tiny pass wrong, she's on my back. You can do better. You can do better. I think what I know of Sonia personally is that she had those standards as a player. If anybody ever played with her against her, you would know that she was the player giving 100%, tyrant, demanding more of everybody, off herself, and she's took that into management. I think she brought that to the Chelsea team, where she just keeps demanding more and more and more, which is why I don't think we've really settled on the fact that we've won every single game. You don't see, a Chelsea team that's letting up anytime soon.
Which is scary news for Brighton, who you play on Sunday. Been impressed by the start they've made?
Yeah, really impressed. I mean, I know a lot of the players there. They've signed, one of my old teammates from Barcelona. They've got a couple of old England teammates of mine, or current as well, with Fran Kirby. I think she'll be a big miss for them because obviously she picked up an injury at England. But yeah, they've done fantastic at the start of the season. I think they've maybe deserved a little bit more in some results as well. So I think it'll be a tough game for us, but we're playing at home. We're in good momentum, so we're fully expecting to go out there, get 3 points, put on a good performance again.
Lucy, thank you. I'm sure every England fan hoping you stay fully fit between now and next summer. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.